Good day and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I'm your host, the voice of reason. So before I give a operational update of the ongoing fighting that is taking place inside of Ethiopia, I want to talk about uh, the uh, the organizational structure of the Tigrayan Defense Forces. Now, I would say I would preface this as being what is generally believed as the organizational structure of the Tigrayan Defense Forces. I've been asked about this in terms of uh, force makeup, force structure, and in terms of possible manpower. And we've also heard reports that the TDF could be stretching itself thin in regards to its operations that are being conducted inside of the Amhara region, and obviously to a more limited area of operations, the Afar region as well. So we believe that the TDF, the Tigrayan Defense Forces, are made up of roughly four corps, and this originates from the operations that started uh, late last year when the Ethiopian army and the Eritrean army moved into the Tigray region. And once that occurred, the TDF segmented into four reinforced divisions, and many of these divisions were supplemented with obviously additional fighters and volunteers as time progressed. And these semi-reinforced divisions later became the components of the four operational corps, and these corps generally in strength could be between 20 and 30,000 personnel. And we believe the TDF, the Tigrayan Defense Forces, probably has in excess of 100,000 fighters currently. And when you compare that to the forces it is facing inside of Ethiopia and the Amhara militias, on the surface you would think that the Tigrayan Defense Forces would be significantly outnumbered because of the size of the Tigray region with roughly 6 million people, and the vastness of the size of the rest of Ethiopia with 100 million people. And you would think that again they would be vastly outnumbered. However, that is simply not the case. The TDF has done a much more proficient job in attracting volunteers and training these volunteers and getting them into the fight after a period of training. These training camps again are located in central Tigray, and then these fighters then are then transferred to their designated corps that they're fighting in, and most of the training is actually done, in fact, by these independent corps as well. So right now we're probably again seeing in excess of 100,000 fighters, mainly broken into these four corps with other units as well that operate inside the Tigray region. We think that currently there are probably two corps operating along the southern front and have taken part in the invasion of the Amhara region. Obviously, one corps is moving along the Debark front or the central front, and another corps is moving along the southeastern front. And then there is probably two holding corps, one facing the Afar region, and then operating from Mekelle all the way to the Eritrean border. And then obviously some of those units could be participating in the operations into the Afar region. and then the fourth corps, which right now currently I believe is operating in western and central Tigray as well, and can act as a holding corps for any sort of invasion by Eritrea. But again, you have to understand that the TDF is continuing to expand and grow in size, and we could see the addition of of another corps as well, probably sooner rather than later. But operationally, just the report for today, we continue to hear of these rapid advances by the Tigrayan Defense Forces, really coming out of Weldia, and they are heading along the Route 22 or the 22 highway. Obviously, they have taken control of Gashina, Lalibela, and a host of towns, and we are hearing reports that forward reconnaissance units and commando units of the Tigrayan Defense Forces, in fact, may have or are now operating very, very close to Debre Tabor. And we have also heard reports that there could be elements of the TDF fairly close to the junction, the Werter junction, that would basically give the ability to then press on an offensive to Bahir Dar or turn north towards Gondar. But significant advances in the southeastern front from Weldia, and is basically cutting a large swath through the Amhara region. And we continue to hear about a push from Weldia south towards Dese. And obviously there is a stall right now that has taken place north of Debark. Now, will they eventually transfer forces from Debark and then move those forces south to stop the TDF advance from east to west towards the 22-3 junction here, as you can see it on my map? But fairly, again, significant success by the TDF. There continues to be very significant fighting north of Dese. Depending on how that fighting goes, we could hear about Dese starting to be encircled and then possibly fall to the TDF in the coming days as well. But we will continue to keep an eye on the situation and report as events warrant. Have a great day, everybody.